friends! In this video, I'm going to give you a full walkthrough on everything you need to know on how to get started with Cash App. And after I walk you through all the basics, I am going to answer some of the most common questions I've been getting from people in comments on my Cash App videos. Stick around to the end, hopefully I'll answer all of your questions. And if you're brand new to Cash App, I would appreciate it if you use my referral link down below. I'll get a commission and you'll get $5 free after you fully set up the app and send someone $5. So first, to get started, you're going to download the app, and then the first thing it's going to ask you for is either a phone number or an email. You have to have one or the other associated with your account. And then it's going to send you a security code to that phone number or email. Next, it's going to ask you to link a debit card. You don't have to link a debit card right now, but if you don't, it's going to ask you every single time. And then it's going to ask you for your first and last name. It is important that you do use your full legal government name here. Don't use any kind of nickname or shortened version of your name. Make sure it's the name that matches your government ID. And speaking of ID, you do not have to provide any sort of government ID or social security number to get started, but you do have to verify your identity if you want to do some of the things in the app. We'll talk more about that later. Next, it's going to ask for your date of birth, and do not lie on this. If you are under 18, you are going to need someone over 18 to be your sponsor, but you still can get an account. So don't lie about your age. That's one of the best ways to get your account locked. Next, you're going to choose a cash tag. This is a unique name that people can use to send money to you. Do choose carefully on your cash tag because it is the name people are going to use to send money to you. And also, you can only change your cash tag twice ever. Next, it's going to ask for your zip code, and then you're going to need a Cash App PIN. Don't forget this because you'll need it to do some transactions. And then it'll ask you if you want to sign up for the Cash App debit card. We'll talk more about this later. You can do it now or you can do it later. And then it'll ask if you want to sync with your phone contacts. This will just bring your address book of contacts over into Cash App. It doesn't mean people are going to get notified that you've signed up. Now that you've got an account set up, let's look at some of the next things you might want to do. So you may want to add some bank accounts linked to your Cash App. To do that, you click on your profile in the upper right, and then you click right here on linked banks. And then you can click link new card or bank account. And notice that there's three types of things that you can link. You can link a debit card, which you can use to transfer money instantly into your Cash App account. You can also use it to instantly send money to people. You can link a bank account, and this would be where you can withdraw money to your bank account. And then you can use a credit card, and that's for sending money to people, and there is a 3% fee on that. Also, it doesn't mention it here, but you can use a debit card to instantly take money out of your Cash App to your bank account linked to the debit card, but there is a fee for that. And they did just start allowing you to have more than one debit card linked to your Cash App, but you can only have one bank account and one credit card. Also know that you must link a debit card before you can link anything else. You can't link a bank or a credit card until you first link a debit card. Now let's look at how to send money to people. You're going to start on the middle tab, so click on that dollar sign in the center, and then you're going to enter the amount you want to send, and then click pay. Then you need to find the person that you're wanting to send the money to. So you can search for their name, their cash tag, their phone, or their email. And if you've sent money to them before, they're going to be right here at the top. And then you're required to write down a note. So I'm going to write pizza. And then here you can make it pretty. That's always fun. And then right here, you can choose where the money is going to come from. If you have money in your Cash App, that's going to default to the first option, but you can also send it from your debit card, and that would be free, or you can send it from a credit card, and you see there's a fee down there. So if you don't have any money already in your Cash App, you can still send money to people. You would just have to link a debit card, and then it'll take that money from your bank account and send it directly to the person, and there's no fee for that. So after you've got everything set, just click pay. Another way to send money is you can use the scanner in the upper left here. So if you're together in person, you can ask the other person to bring up their Cash App code, and then you'd scan it with your phone, and then you can send money straight to them. Or if they want to send money to you, you can click right here to show my code, and then you'd have them scan your code to send money to you. So speaking of sending money to you, let's talk about requesting money. You can use the code to request money from someone. You can also go to that middle tab and put in an amount and click request. Type in what it's for, click continue, and then you click Add a Recipient, find a person, and click Send Request. And then they'll get a notification that you asked them for money. Now, if people send you money in Cash App, it is gonna be in your Cash App balance. It'll just sit in Cash App until you do something with it. So let's look at how you could withdraw the money from your Cash App. So you're gonna click on that first tab where it either is the amount of money you have or it'll have the little bank symbol if you don't have anything in it. And then you'll see the button right there that says Withdraw. Put in the amount of money you'd like to take out, click Continue, and then you'll have the option of either Standard, which is in a few days, or Instant. Instant only works with a debit card and it does have a fee. Standard will show up in a few days and works with bank accounts only. Click Withdraw. Another thing you might want to do with the money in your Cash App is spend it. So if you want to spend money, you can do that by getting a debit card. And that would be right up here at the top. If you already have a debit card, you can see it there. Or if you don't have one, it'll walk you through the steps on how to get one. The debit cards are free to order. There's no monthly fee, and there's no fees for using them at stores. You can use them at physical stores, online stores, just like any other debit card. But keep in mind, to spend with the debit card, you are only spending the balance in your Cash App. So if you don't have any money in your Cash App, you do have to add money before you can spend it with that debit card. You can also use the debit card to withdraw money at ATMs, but there is a fee for that unless you have the Cash App green status, which I'm working on another video about that coming out soon. If you want to spend money with your debit card and you don't have enough money in there, you're going to need to add money. So let's take a look at that. So to add money, start on that first tab again and click Add Money. When you're looking to add money, you can only do that with debit cards, and it is instant and there is no fee for adding money to your Cash App account. So you choose the debit card you want, you choose the amount, and just click Add. And if you scroll down on this first tab, you will see other ways to add money. You can do direct deposit of a paycheck, you can get a bank or wire transfer, you can deposit paper money, you can deposit a check, or you can do an auto reload from your debit card. Now, I will point out the deposit check is not available for everyone. I don't have it on my account. You have to use your Cash App more to get that. To add paper money, you click there and then you'll get a special barcode. And this barcode, you show that at a cashier at stores that it lists on here, and the cashier will add the money to your account. And there is a $1 fee for adding paper cash unless you have that Cash App green status. So that's all the basics with Cash App. Let's talk about the questions that a lot of people have when they get started with Cash App. So the first question is Cash App a bank, or can I use it as a bank? And the answer is no, it is not a bank. Cash App itself will even call itself a financial services platform. Now, they do partner with a bank in order to be able to offer things like a debit card. So they're very much a gray area in between a technology and a bank. But I would caution you against using Cash App as your bank. I think most people are better off having a real traditional bank account because they just offer more services and security. There's nothing wrong with using Cash App to send money back and forth with your friends, but it should not be your only financial service. If you don't have a bank account yet and you want something basic with no fees, I often recommend Capital One 360 for adults or Capital One Money for people under 18. Next question I get is, can I get Cash App in my country? Cash App is only available to residents of the United States and the United Kingdom. Now, if you're in the US and you get a Cash App debit card and then you travel around the world and you want to use that debit card, that will absolutely work. The Cash App debit card works all over the world just like any other debit card. And then I get a lot of questions about Social Security numbers and when you need to provide that with Cash App. You can use Cash App without ever entering your Social Security number, but you are limited. You can't send and receive more than $1,000 in a month, and you can't receive more than $1,500 without verifying your identity. You also can't order the Cash App card without verifying your identity. And for most people, the identity verification is just the last four of your Social Security number and your date of birth, and that's enough. But Cash App does say they may request a government ID if they need more verification. You can also use an ITIN if you don't have a Social Security number. I had a lot of people wondering if they're going to get a 1099-K form. That's a form that's meant for businesses that are using payment transfer apps. And with a Cash App personal account, you will not get a 1099-K. But if you sign up for a Cash App business account, yes, you might get a 1099-K. And you really are supposed to do all business transactions with a business account and keep your personal stuff in your personal account. And you can have both. You can have a personal and a business. I've also had a lot of people ask, do you have to have a bank account in order to use Cash App? And the answer is no. no, you can use it without having an external bank account. But as I said, I encourage you to get one if you can. I hope I answered all of your questions. If you have any other questions, please leave them down in the comments and I will do my best to get them in a future video. And don't forget, if you're just signing up for Cash App, please use my referral link. I'd really appreciate that. Next up, watch my video about how to add your Cash App to your Apple Pay. I'll leave that link right here for you. Watch that one next.